Hello. Long time no see. It's been a while. I have been on a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm back. And we're back with a heavy hitter, as we should be. First of all, can we just look at my nails? They're so cute. So cute. I don't really feel like putting my hand close enough to the screen for you to see, but there's little snakes on the, actually. Look. They're all different. I know I literally just said that I wasn't going to do it. I'm excited about these nails though cuz they're so cute. All right. And my face is beat. Look at how cute I am. I look a little bit washed out looking at myself in the camera. But that's only because of the lighting. Y'all already know. Well, if you know, I said it in another video. I don't have a light in the ceiling in my bedroom. I know you see my shadow. I have a lamp shining on me. That's why I look washed out. But get into it. Anyway. So I know it's been a while since the last video. I was taking a hiatus. Okay. I also realized part of the reason that it was taking me so long to make this video is because I was kind of having a hard time with the subject matter, only because it's something that I'm trying to still, like, I'm working on it. I'm figuring out how to implement it in my own life. And so, as you can tell by the video, the title of the video, we're going to be talking about, excuse me, Lord, every time I get up here, I'm burping at y'all. I'm so sorry. Anyway. We're going to be talking about setting healthy boundaries. So let's go ahead and jump right into it because I've talked enough about stuff that's not about the video. So first we're going to start by talking about what it might look like if you don't have healthy boundaries. Like, how do I know if I am not setting healthy boundaries? So, if you're experiencing things like, people constantly taking advantage of you, or you're the type of person that's always giving and giving and giving, and you feel like you don't get what you give in return, you're constantly just like, not speaking up for yourself and letting people walk all over you, whether that be in your personal relationships, platonic, romantic, whatever, familial relationships, whether it's work, professional relationships, you're constantly being taken advantage of. But that could also look like constantly feeling like you have to prove yourself, proving that you're worthy, so to speak, all the time. It can look like, always trying to show people that you are dependable and that you will be there for them and that they can lean on you, and that they can be vulnerable with you, but you're not being vulnerable with them in return. Feeling like, well, I'm just not going to share what's going on with me. I'm not going to be vulnerable. I'm not going to say too much because I'm too worried about what's going on with this person. I need to show them that I'm there for them. Or tailoring your personality to fit what you think other people need, so that, for the same reason, so that you can show them that you're, whatever type of person, whatever you think they need you to be, being what other people need you to be, instead of being yourself and speaking up for yourself and saying what it is that you need. But it also is being upset that No one is giving you what you need. No one is checking on you. No one is, it's that like, I'm always there for everybody else, but who is there for me? Nobody's there for me. And don't get me wrong, with all of those things, it's not always that you don't have boundaries, that you don't withhold your boundaries and stand up for yourself. A lot of times it's people are just manipulative and people are just not good people, and you know, whatever. But I digress. So all of those things are or can be signs that you don't have good boundaries. A lot of those things, I'm speaking from experience, because I'm definitely the person that's, you know, I'm always there. I want to make sure the people that I care about are good. I want to make sure the people that I care about know that they can come to me. I want to make sure that the people that I care about know that they have somebody to talk to, somebody to lean on. I'm the caretaker, the mom friend, you know, whatever you want to call it. And I have been for a long time. But I've always been like, you know, I'm the strong friend. Everybody thinks I'm okay, but I'm not. So nobody's really checking on me like that because they think, you know, you've got it, you're good. I'm not really showing signs. I'm not really saying anything. And I've always had this thought that it's like, you know, I don't want to tell you what's going on with me because you have something going on. I don't want to be a burden to you, and I don't want to lay all of my stuff on you when you have all of your own stuff going on. It's just going to be too much. I don't want to hijack the conversation. I don't want to make it about me. I'm not that person, you know, yada, 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 whatever. But I'm still upset and I'm still feeling hurt and I'm still feeling whatever type of way because you're not reciprocating. You're not giving me what I give you. You're not being me. And that's the thing that I had to realize is like, you can't expect other people to be you. You're the only you, girl. That doesn't make sense. You're the only you. So you can't expect other people to be you. If you're hearing clicking in the background, by the way, because I'm only saying anything because I'm hearing it. I'm talking with my hands and it's like not in the shot, but my nails are. Anyway. And my rings on top of that are like, anyway, it's a lot. There's a lot happening. So let's get back on track. Those have been ways that I've felt, and you know, for a long time I just never said anything about it. I just kept it all to myself, and I was just like, you know what, if they wanted to, they would, whatever. And just eventually not really let it go, just push it to the side and try not to think about it. And you know, I was just like, it's whatever, it's whatever at this point, until it wasn't whatever. And now that I'm on my healing journey, so to speak, and I'm like rediscovering things about myself and learning new things about myself, I'm like, you know what, that's not okay. That's not good enough for me anymore. That's not good enough for me anymore. And I will say another reason that I would keep things to myself is I was like, you know what, if I was afraid. I was like, if I tell this person how I really feel, if I tell this person what I really need, it's going to be an issue. They're not going to want to do it. There's going to be some kind of argument. There's going to be some kind of backlash. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with possible confrontation, so I'd rather just not even try. I don't want negative results, so I'd rather just not try. And I'm to the point now where I'm really like trying to make myself say what it is that I need to say, and say what it is, like say how it is that I feel in the first place, before I let myself get to that point. Because if I'm holding all of that in, I'm going to create a situation where I resent the person, and this person has no idea how I feel because I've never said anything to them. Now I'm upset and they don't know why, and that's not fair. So that being said, some ways that I am currently trying to, well, I can't even say that I have specific, things that I've put in place to try to make sure that I like set boundaries and with, and you know, what am I trying to say? Keep my word to myself, for lack of better words, because I can't remember what I was trying to say. Anyway, come on back. Are you back? I'm back. Okay. Now I'm to the point where I am trying to make sure that if I feel a way about something, no matter how anxious saying something about it makes me feel, I just am like, you have to say this thing or it's gonna get worse. Like, whatever happens during this conversation is probably nothing in comparison to what could happen if you continue to let this fester. And so a lot of times I'll just like, I'll start feeling like I need to say something, and I'm like, okay, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And then I make myself spend some time and just think about, okay, what about this situation is bothering you? What about this situation is upsetting you? What about this situation is making you feel a way? And then I have to, figure that out. And then I'm like, okay, why do you feel that way? Is there something else that's not about the situation that is making you feel that way? Figure that out. And it's like, okay, then I have to rehearse, what could I say to make this person understand this is how I feel. I don't like XYZ. I need whatever. Like, what do I need and how can I communicate? This is what I need from you in order to not be in this situation again. Or this is what I need us to do instead of whatever, to not make anybody feel away, specifically me, because it's my boundaries, right? And then I'm just like, I get to a certain point where I am kind of like annoyed with myself for going back and forth so long that I just do it. It's not even because I'm ready. I'm just like, okay, girl, I'm tired of thinking about this. Just do it. Like, I'm tired of you agonizing over this situation. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Just say the thing. Say what needs to be said. So, it's gone pretty well so far for the most part, but I will say I am still having a hard time with, once I set the boundary, if somebody crosses that boundary, I still kind of am having a hard time with not being as strict as I need to be and just letting them cross the boundary. And that's the thing of like always putting other people ahead of myself, putting other people first and not really taking care of myself. And it's like, for the most part, when I don't do it, when I'm not as strict as I need to be with my boundaries, it's because it's somebody that I really care about, and it like pulls at my heartstrings when it's like, oh, this person needs something from me, because I'm used to being that. But I have to keep telling myself, like, listen, when you do that, you're not taking care of yourself. When you allow yourself to take care of everybody else's needs, whenever somebody needs you, whenever somebody, is reaching out, like, you have to be there for them every single time, no matter what, because it could be something, whatever. It's just like, you're not being true to yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. You're gonna end up in a place where your mental health is suffering and you're having to scrape yourself off of the floor because you used up more spoons than you had, and now you have to regenerate because you're in the negative, you know and I have said this, I know some people will be familiar with spoons, but I have said this before in another video. Spoons is basically for it's a lot of like people with disabilities and like people with mental illnesses and things like that say spoons because it's like, I would say, like, I don't have the energy for something, or whatever, but it's like spoons is like, okay, your spoons are your energy. I have these many spoons today. I can use my spoons for XYZ. Like, I have to pick and choose where I'm gonna put my energy, and it's like, after I use my spoons in these places, I don't have any more spoons, so I can't use my energy on other things. Well, sometimes, a lot of times, for a long time, I treat my spoons, or have treated my spoons, like it's a credit system, and I'm using up spoons that I don't actually have, and then it's like, you've really surpassed the limit. You're in the negative, and now you have to really work to build back up those spoons that you use that you didn't have, and then you have to build up more spoons so that you can be in the positive. So it's like, I end up in a place where I'm isolating myself. I end up in a place where I'm like not speaking to anyone, not really doing anything. I'm like resting as much as possible, but not really resting. And just like, because I've exhausted everything that I had and then some. And so I'm trying not to let myself get to that place. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a soda before. Well, not a soda, sparkling water. Anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah. So, where were we? Lovely, wonderful, beautiful people. But yeah, it kind of, it tugs on my heartstrings, and I'm, not as strong about it as I want to be. But the important part is that I'm trying, I'm growing, I'm learning from every situation, and I'm actually taking things and like really thinking about it, really dissecting what's going on, and really being like, okay, is there something we need to do differently? Is there something that you need to say about the situation or to this person or whatever? And just like, was there anything that was on you? Was there anything that was on them? Where do we need to go from here? But I also am trying to make sure that I take the time to be like, you're doing a good job. You're doing well. I'm proud of you. Like, because we don't tell ourselves that we're proud of ourselves nearly as much as we should. And even if it's the tiniest of victories, you still have to celebrate those things, because it's like, life is hard. Things are difficult. And when you're so used to doing things a certain way and being a certain person, and allowing certain things to happen, and you are really trying really hard to not be that anymore, even if it's a small victory, you still have to take the time to be like, proud of you. You're doing amazing, sweetie. That's awesome. Good job. smiley face sticker for you. Here's a gold star. You know, like give yourself some credit, because it is hard, especially in adulthood, having to reprogram your mind. And I'm only 25, and it's difficult for me. So I can imagine how difficult it is for people that are older than me. So that is what I have for you today. I do want you guys to just like, when you're trying to set your boundaries, don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't go too big. If you need to start off small, just start off small. Like if it's even just something like, hey, I don't like having my hair touched without permission. Don't touch my hair. Don't touch my hair. That's not really small, but for Black people. But you'll get what I'm saying. Even if you need to just start off with something like, hey, I prefer that you not leave the dishes on the counter. Put them in the sink, please, and rinse them off. Whatever. Just don't be too hard on yourself. And give yourself a little bit of leniency when you're trying to set new boundaries, especially if you're someone that is not used to setting new boundaries. And I just remembered, and I was going to say this earlier too when I was talking about what it might look like if you don't have good boundaries. If you're the type of person that doesn't have boundaries for yourself, and then you're upset when other people set boundaries with you, let that hurt go, babes. Because other people setting boundaries is not always about you. Like sometimes the boundaries are about specific people, but it's not about wanting to hurt you. It's not about trying to slight you. It's not about trying to be mean or whatever. It's about that person needing to create a healthy environment for themselves. Okay? Don't take it personally. Set some boundaries of your own. Also, if you give someone small boundaries and they have an issue with respecting even the tiniest of boundaries with you, and they act like they can't understand why it would be a big deal to respect your boundaries, a lot of times, most likely, that is a sign you need to snip, cut the hell loose. You know what I'm saying? Let that person go, maybe. If you feel like it's necessary, have a conversation with that person and be like, this is my boundary. I set this for XYZ reason. Why don't you feel like my boundaries are worthy of respecting? And if they're, popping off at the side of their neck and they're giving you issues about it still, it's like, sayonara, or maybe just put some distance between the two of you, because if that person cannot respect your tiny or small, oh my gosh, I don't know what just happened, but I choked on my spit. Side note, I've been choking up a lot lately when I'm talking, when I'm trying to really say important stuff. And I'm feeling like that means that somebody has something they need to say to me. If you're watching this video and you have something that you need to say to me, I promise it's okay for you to say the thing, but I'm tired of choking up because you're biting your tongue. Watch. After I put this video up, somebody's they're gonna reach out to me. I'm stuttering and everything. Somebody's gonna reach out to me. They're gonna have something to say to me, I promise. Anyway, as I was saying, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video off, girl, because the technical difficulties. if somebody has an issue with respecting your small boundaries, they most likely 9.9 times out of 10 are not going to respect the larger boundaries in the grand scheme of things. And it's better to rid yourself of some possible trouble when you first start to see the signs of it, instead of waiting until it builds up and letting it become a bigger situation than it needs to be. Okay? Okay. Success. We got through the video. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in and putting up with my shenanigans. See you next time. I don't know when next time is going to be. I do have some videos planned out. Well, not fully planned out. I have some ideas for some videos that I've been sitting on. But it's going to get to you when it get to you. And I hope you're still here to watch. See you next time. Bye.